He's a broadcast reporter and writer. His sports commentary has appeared on ESPN and Fox Sports, and he's written over 3,000 stories for the LA Times, USA Today, and The Guardian, featuring one-on-one interviews with the likes of Mike Tyson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Mark Cuban. Please welcome Manouk Akopyan. Manouk, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me. A heavyweight roundtable for a heavyweight fight with our welterweight champ. Can't wait to get this started.
Yeah, and it's a great point. Now, Manouk, I want to turn to you because the champ laid it out perfectly here. So much riding on this fight. A lot of fans are saying this is a get-right fight for Andy Ruiz, but what could go wrong here?
You know, this is a heavyweight fight. Everything could go wrong. One punch could change it all, you know. Andy Ruiz, he proved in his last fight that he did not take training and commitment seriously, and it really showed. He came into that fight 15 pounds over his previous weight of 268, so a very portly 283. And we can see right now that he's taken training seriously, so that is going to be the missing ingredient from what we saw in his last fight against Anthony Joshua, where he lost in a landslide decision. A recommitted Andy Ruiz could be a serious player in today's heavyweight picture, and in order for him to really keep that name up high in the pound for pound rankings at heavyweight, he really needs to demolish Chris Arreola, who's a different caliber opponent than Andy Ruiz.
Manouk, to the champ's point, how does the new camp favor or hinder Ruiz?
You know, anytime you're associated with the pound for pound king of the sport, boxing's biggest breadwinner, that gym is the premier gym in the entire world right now. Dan alluded to it earlier. We have Canelo Alvarez, Oscar Valdez, Ryan Garcia, Jose Luis Martinez, Frank Sanchez, the list goes on. And now you have Andy Ruiz, and he is associated by champions. He's associated with fighters who have discipline. And that is the biggest thing that has lacked in Andy's entire career. And when he shows these new images of himself, it's actually refreshing to see, because I vividly remember he was documenting the days before the Joshua fight, and he was at a pizza parlor eating wings and nachos and pizza. And he was just, you can see the destructive lifestyle he was leading up to it. And now it's a totally different mindset. It's a different demeanor, and you can see it. He's taking this seriously. And Eddie Reynoso, he's a disciplinarian and a taskmaster. He would not waste one single second of his time to train Ruiz if he was not taking it seriously, because he has the breadwinner in Canelo, and a minute not dedicated to Canelo is a detriment to that. And the fact that he sees that in Ruiz and he's taking this seriously, I think the relationship would have broken off a long time ago if it was not serious. And because Eddie is that kind of personality.
What can the new fan expect to see out of this fight?
Yeah, Jesus Ramos, he's one of boxing's youngest upstarts, 15-0, 14 knockouts, only 20 years old, and he has the pedigree to be something special. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how he's going to mature in this fight against a former Olympian who his best days are behind him. So Ramos is supposed to go in there with a seek and destroy attitude, and hopefully even upstage the family bloodlines with a performance. So really excited for this fight as well.
Okay, guys, it's prediction time now. Got to call you on the call. Manouk, to you, your predictions on the night.
Well, I'm going to stick to popular consensus here. I think Andy Ruiz is going to slowly chop away the tree that is Arreola, and the 11-year age difference is really going to be the pivotal part here, because as much as we talk about Arreola breaking the CompuBox record for most punches thrown and landed in a fight, there wasn't really much substance behind them. A lot of those shots were pitter-patter, and there really wasn't mean intentions behind him. Yes, he was active, but I think Ruiz is just going to be a lot more faster, a lot more meaner and stronger. And I expect to see a mid to late round stoppage. If you want to put a round to it, let's call it round 8. But I think this is going to be really the kind of performance where Andy Ruiz will show that he's back on the map. And, you know, hopefully we can see a Deontay Wilder type of fight for him immediately after that. And one fight that I'm really looking forward to on this undercard that actually is not on the pay-per-view. Let's talk about Erislandy Lara a little bit. He's actually going to be kicking off the night of fights against Thomas Cornflake Lamana as a bit of an appetizer headed into this. You know, Arislan Dilar, 2.5 years ago, he gave us a fight of the year contender with Jarrett Hurd, and he hasn't given us much since. So I hope we see a very quick and definitive finish from him in this fight, because Lamana has no business being in the ring with him, especially in a world title fight. And let's see Arislan Dilar in some meaningful fights, because when he's matched well, it's proven that he's in there to be a key player. And hopefully he can put him back self in that position to give us some entertaining fights, because he has some serious skill.